Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have another Sunday preview. This is probably predictable, but let's get the admin out of the way first. This is Sunday preview for the 27th of July, which means everything shown in this article, unless otherwise stated, is going up for pre-order on Saturday the 2nd of August and will be releasing Saturday the 16th of August. So not too long to wait if you didn't want to buy the Saturnine box. You've seen the title, it gives the game away. There is very little new here, but there are some new things and some stuff I think that's coming a little quicker than anticipated. I don't in any way think that this is a reaction to what seems to be poor sales of the Saturnine box from certain retailers at least. There was big stories of discounts plummeting across a range of Horus Heresy pre-orders just before release last week. But the Saturnine box is now out. You can easily pick up a copy, maybe even at a pretty good price. This Sunday preview is just giving us all of the other stuff individually. Like I say, a couple of extras as well that we'll touch on. Saturnine Praetor is coming out with all of his optional assembly bits. Saturnine Terminator Squad, this is a box of 4 miniatures. I thought that they would be in 3s. I think that's quite good actually, depending on how they're priced. I think 4 of them, yeah, okay. At a good price, it could be a nice box. And there's also a mix of the Plasma Bombards, the Twin Heavy Disruptors, and then the Disruption Fists as well. So you get all the options that they can take, I believe. The Saturnine Siege Dreadnought, the Chiron configuration, which is the one in the box, and they're also releasing the Ophion configuration, which has the 2 other weapons, so that's the Inversion Beamer and the Graviton Pulverizer. But don't worry if you already have a Saturnine Dreadnought, and hopefully you've built it with this in mind, because they are releasing the Siege Dreadnought options, which gives you basically the other 2 guns that you're missing. So this one is exclusive to the Warhammer web store and has additional customization options. By the looks of it, you get 2 of the chest guns for each type and then 1 of each other weapon, which is, I don't know, is that a little bit cheap if you're wanting to, well, I suppose you have to buy the Dreadnought to put the weapons on, so I guess it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a bit of a misstep that the Dreadnought is being released. Releasing them separately with the different gun options is fine. I'm okay with that having 2 guns and that having 2 guns. That feels like a standard Heresy trick. But not being able to double up on the Plasma Bombards or the Disintegrator Cannon out of the box, I think is a bit cheap. So if you want a Saturnine Dreadnought and you want to pair the weapons, you need the Saturnine Dreadnought and the upgrade sprue. Personally don't like that. I think that this kit should come with 2 Disintegrator Cannons, 2 Plasma Bombards, and then the Ophion configuration should be 2 Inversion Beamers and 2 Graviton Pulverizers, and you buy whichever one you want. And then if you want to switch out 1 of each, you pick up the sprue. I think that would be better, but hey, this is why I don't run a multi-million pound company, isn't it? So I don't like that, but we knew that this stuff was coming. That's fine, I guess. And this is a trend for Heresy. They release upgrade sprues, extra weapon kits, so that you do have that customization. You obviously do have to pay for it though. Centurion with Power Maul, this is the new Mark II guy. I think he's a fixed loadout. Oh, that's such a shame. But the head looks incredibly easy to switch out with any other head as well, and you can just cut off which bits you don't want potentially. He's quite a nice model though, isn't he? The Mark II Veteran Squad with Disintegrators. So these don't think are new in any way, but this is a box of 10 Mark II clad Space Marines with 10 disintegrator rifles, 2 combi disintegrators, 2 disintegrator pistols, 2 disintegrator blasters, 2 heavy disintegrators, and 10 battery packs. It also has the Horus Heresy Tactical Marine accessory frame and a transfer sheet. Transfer sheets are in all of these boxes. So this is an interesting release, I think, because none of this stuff is new and all of this is available in other parts. But if you just want a 10-man squad with disintegrators, and potentially we'll see stuff like this down the line with other kits, maybe you're going to see these reduced down from the price of the 20-man box and you've got that upgrade sprue thrown in. So it maybe just makes them a little bit more accessible, and then you've got a few customization options to make a veteran squad stand out. Honestly, I don't know who this is for, bearing in mind the Mark II 20-man Tactical Marine box is already available. And the Disintegrator Weapons upgrade set is releasing alongside this on its own. So if you did want the Disintegrator Weapons, you would probably just buy this upgrade sprue and then put them on whichever troops you wanted to make veterans, would you not? But this will fit all of the Tactical Marine squads. It goes on to say Mark II, Mark III, Mark VI, and this comes with basically double what's in the veterans box. So it is just the weapons, but you get 20 disintegrator rifles, 4 combi disintegrators, 4 disintegrator pistols, 4 disintegrator blasters, 4 heavy disintegrators, and 20 battery packs. I really like these weapons. I love the combis. I think the combi weapons just look so cool. The pistols are interesting as well. Pistols have a real retro sci-fi feel for me, but I just love a good combi bolter. So I think that's a nice kit. I do love their weapon upgrade sprues. I'm not entirely sure who the audience is for this, unless you just want 10-man Mark IIs turn into veterans. But let me know what you think in the comments below. The Arachne Quad Accelerator platform is coming out on its own as well. This is a sad one, isn't it? The Astartes drop pod is being released. So this is the classic plastic drop pod that has been done away with the 40k branding. It is now solely branded up as Horus Heresy. Not only does this one have a gun in the center console, the doors also open and close. A firm favourite for so many Space Marine lovers. I'm happy this one's back. Age of Darkness markers and tokens, they were in the Sat9 box. You can buy them separately if you want. Age of Darkness dice set. They're black with silver, and then they have the Eye of Horus. Again, I don't know who the audience for is this, because they're not Sons of Horus dice. They're not really that special Horus Heresy dice either. But if you like your dice and you like these, then fair enough. White Dwarf 515 is a Space Marine power armoured extravaganza. So in this one, it talks you through how to create your own Space Marine chapter, a Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 minigame, and new models for the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness. I'm guessing that's going to be the designer's commentary. More details coming on Monday. I'll do my preview article for that one. Black Library, End and the Death Part 3 in paperback, getting you primed up with the last part releasing before the scouring starts. Obviously this one is written by the incredible Dan Abnett. This is an interesting one. Here is where it will end map. So this is a second map. We had one released this week of the ship, Horus's ship, whereas this one is based around the End of the Death Volume 3, and it is a map of the Sanctum Imperialis surrounded by the Chaos Gods. I do like these maps. I got to see the one that just came out. A friend of mine bought it, and they're very pretty. They're very nice. I don't really know what you'd do with them. I suppose you'd frame them, would you? They're very nice little extra collectible things. So if you've been picking up these maps, you enjoy these maps, another one is coming out. We're being spoilt for these kind of things. Kingsblade by Andy Clark is being released on audiobook. This one focuses on the Knights of Houses of Adrastapol and their fight against the Chaos Legion of the Wordbearers. And then over on to Warhammer TV Plus. They've talked about bolters eventually. They're now doing an episode about weapons and war gear for 40k. Obviously the Lasgun, one of those key ones. Might be interesting. I don't really follow this. I've given up watching Warhammer TV Plus, in all honesty. There hasn't been anything for weeks. Probably should have a look, see if there's anything interesting on there, but who knows. Episode 3 of Victory Pointers is talking about the power of movement in Age of Sigmar, and Citadel Masterclass returns with how to paint Ancient Seraphon in pale albino colour schemes. And finally, on Warhammer Community, they're going to have reveals, some beautifully painted Horus Heresy miniatures, and much more besides. I'm kind of done with seeing Horus Heresy miniatures. I don't want to take away from the incredible artists who have been doing this artwork and painting up these amazing colour schemes and these new beautiful models. Look, Horus Heresy has been released now. Can we move on a bit? and start to get into the cool stuff that was shown off last week. New reveals is good. I still think we might get a Palanite Enforcer vehicle at some point, so maybe we'll see that. If not, I honestly don't know where it will go. That reveal show pretty much gave us everything for quite a big number of games. The only things that weren't there were Necromunda, Middle-earth strategy battle game. Middle-earth needs a little bit more love. Hopefully it's Middle-earth. We'll find out tomorrow. I will cover it. Over onto the annoying part of the video before we do my pick of the week. I'm really struggling with my voice at the minute. It's a knock-on effect from having surgery on my neck probably about 18 months ago now, 15 months now. And because of that, I am struggling to record. So hopefully it isn't going to affect this week too much, but it might be a quieter week from my end. Maybe I'll try and get some building done and do some recording of that sort of stuff. But I will try and get a video out, well, 7 videos done for the week, so it works out about a video every day. I don't release videos on Saturdays anyway, because Saturdays is just a generally quiet day for my viewership. But yeah, if you're still watching this, I hope that I'll be able to keep delivering content. Things may have to quieten down over the next couple of weeks while I'm just getting this issue sorted. So bear with me, I'm still here. Hopefully we'll still be putting out content, but that might be why things seem a bit quiet or a bit slow, because I am really struggling to speak at the minute, which isn't ideal when you're speaking to a microphone. I mean, I'm torn because there's a lot of cool things in here. I can't pick any of the stuff that's already been released. I just feel bad about picking an upgrade sprue, but I do like that sprue. I feel bad picking the drop pod because it's out of spite of the new drop pod. And I can't pick a map because I don't think that map is actually as good as the one that came out a couple of weeks ago. I think my pick of the week, rather annoyingly, and it can't be the Saturnine because the scale is completely off for my brain. I'm going to go drop pod just because it's an iconic part of the hobby and it's an incredible little kit. It's a pain in the ass to build, apparently. I've never built one, but it is just such an iconic thing for Space Marines. And I'm glad it's back. Alright, it's going to be branded up as Horus Heresy, but if you want to pick this one up and use it in 40k games, I don't see why you can't. You just play it as the diagram is on the actual data sheet for the 40k rolls, and then you can use it in Heresy as well. Yeah, that's sort of where we are for this week. Let me know what stands out for you guys in the comments. Heresy players, is there anything here that you're looking to pick up now it's releasing individually? And also what I would love to know, if you did pick up the rulebook or the Saturnine box this weekend and you've managed to get some games in, let me know what you think of the rule set. Obviously we're still waiting on the Legacies PDF that I will cover when that releases early into next week from what they've said. That's a huge part of this game. But I'd like to know your general thoughts with 3.0. Just generally, what are you thinking now that you've actually seen it, the dust has settled a little bit? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.